Hi, here we are back again for Tasty Thursday recipes, and thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Let's do some recipes, and today I've chosen walnut cutlets or walnut patties or walnut rissoles. This is a recipe that I got from the Sydney Adventist Hospital years ago when I worked there, and yeah, I've tweaked it a little bit to suit me, but yeah, it's a lovely recipe and a favourite of my family. You'll know all my recipes when you come around to eat now with us doing these recipes, because yeah, it's nice to share our favourites. Now, Beryl always talks about if you're going to do it, we may as well double the recipe, and this is another one that I don't ever just do one time the recipe, I always do double recipes. So I've just started to grate my onion here. Now this recipe calls for a grated onion, and I mean you can chop it if you like, but it needs to be nice and fine. So grating it, and yes, we'll probably get a few tears with grating it, but it gets it nice and fine. You can stick it in your Barmex and whiz it up, or you can do whatever. But I can feel the tears coming already. A nice brown onion, nicely grated. Okay, so that's one large one. So it calls for one medium onion, a third of a cup of onion. So I've got about 2/3 there. So that's a good big large onion that's in there. So I'm going to, so when you're looking at these quantities, they are naturally bigger than what Linda's done out for the recipe. So I'm going to add 2 cups of rolled oats, 2 cups of, and these are just the full whole oat. If you have the quicker oats in your cupboard, that's fine. You can use the quicker oats, whatever, but yeah, I like full ones, so that's what I've got in there. Okay, next thing in my recipe is my walnuts. Now, you can use walnuts, pecans, whichever you prefer. So you need 2 tablespoons of the walnuts in there. Okay. And now some mixed herbs. Now you can use the dried ones, and I've got dried ones here, but I love the fresh herbs, and I've got fresh herbs out of my garden, so I'll add those. I'll add those later because we do need to let this sit, so I'll chop those up. So I'm going to put in some salt. I just use the Himalayan one, so I'm putting double in. An egg for the recipe. I'm going to put 2 eggs in. Now, if you're not sure about your eggs, never add your eggs straight in like that. Always put them into something else to check them, but I feel fairly confident about the eggs that I get here. So there we are. Okay, chopped parsley. I have got plenty of parsley in the garden, so yeah, just chopping up my fresh parsley. It always looks good and it does look good in this recipe too. And I've got some finely chopped celery, and this just gives you a little bit of a crunch. The recipe calls for a 1/4 cup, half a cup in there. Mix that round, and now it's a 1/3 cup of milk. Now you can use whatever milk you like. I'll use this one today. It's a coconut and almond milk. You can just use a plain almond milk. You can use dairy milk if you prefer. Whatever you've got in the house and you use. So I'm doubling my recipe. So I want 2/3 a cup. Okay. Now the rolled oats will absorb that up, and we will need to let it stand. The other yummy bit that is in this is the peanut butter. Now you'll need some hot water, and I've boiled the kettle earlier. It's nice and hot, and so I want 4 tablespoons I'm putting in there of the hot water. 2, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. And probably shouldn't double recipes, should I, when I'm demonstrating them, but you know, you're cooking, so you may as well do it. So this recipe, I cook them up as you'll see, and then I freeze them and don't finish the recipe off, and I can pull them out then whenever I want. Okay, so there's my peanut butter, and it just goes in, because the peanut butter's quite thick, the hot water just melts it down a little bit. I want it to combine through the mixture and not just be in one lump. So the hotter the water, the better it is to mix through. Now you can use tomato sauce or you can use passata, and I like passata because it doesn't have the added sugar, extra carbs, and it says 1 tablespoon of sauce when I'm doubling it, so that's 2 tablespoons. So just conscious when if you want extra flavour and what have you in it, you'll need to add that. Okay, so there's our peanut butter and hot water and tomato sauce, or I'm using passata, and I'm going to pop that in. There we are. Just get it off the spoon. We want it all in there, and nothing better than the smell of peanut butter. And I'm going to mix that through. Now you can see already that the oats are starting to plump up, and it looks a lovely mixture there. Okay, so apart from the mixed herbs, which I'll chop up while I'm waiting for this to stand, because I do need this to plump up and absorb that milk. We'll just let that stand for a few minutes, and I'll chop up the rest of those herbs and add them.
Meanwhile,
let's chop up these fresh herbs. You can't smell it, but my lemon thyme is really fragrant. I've got a little bit of oregano and some rosemary, and we've already got the parsley in there. So I'm just chopping these up. This board's getting a bit, maybe I need to get my knives sharpened. Beryl's knives are so beautiful and sharp the other day when we were there doing it with her. Okay, now I've let this stand for about, I suppose, 15-20 minutes, and it's enough there to hold it together. It will continue cooking. Once we've cooked it in the fry pan, fried it, then we're going to pop it into a sauce to continue cooking it. Okay, now I've popped this on. I've got a little bit of oil in there. I don't need too much oil, and I'm just going to pop these in. Once again, you can do them however you want. I like the ice cream scoop to scoop out mine, and I get them all the same size. And you can see the mixtures probably could have even stood a little bit longer to absorb a little bit more of the liquid, but that's fine. Now you want these on a fairly high heat, because what we're doing is sealing them, and then we're going to continue cooking them in the oven. So I might just turn it up a little bit more. So I want to brown these off nicely, get them a nice crisp edge, and I can move, once I get them in there, easier to do them. Add another couple in here. As they brown, I'll flip them and turn them, and then I should grab a dish to put them in, shouldn't I? So I might even need a smaller one, although I'm sure that Ben and Lynn will want some when they smell them cooking, because they do smell good. Okay, so I'm going to just turn those, and you can see that it's sealed there. Too many in there.
seal those on the other side. They're going to fall out on me.
We just need them to be firm. They don't need to be cooked through, but just need to be firm. So it needs to be a high heat, cook quickly on each side, and then we're going to place them in this dish. And I'm going to use some passata. You can use tomato sauce, soup, but just be aware that that one's got added sugar and other things in it. Or you can use a diced tomato and an onion and garlic based sauce, whichever you prefer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some hot water in there. And do a sauce. So add a little bit more. So just, it's like a soup sort of mixture. And then as these are cooked, I see that they've sealed on both sides. I'm just going to pop them in here to finish cooking in the sauce. And there, that's plenty for a meal for two of us, one for lunch tomorrow, and I'll pop those in the oven. Okay, so we're almost done. I have got 19, did you say? 19 patties, 6 in the oven, 4 in here, and that's a double mixture, and it's made 19. So yeah, double the recipe when you're doing it. And I've got some for later on, as you can pop them into a dish all ready to go in the oven, so you don't have to think about it with your sauce or soup in there. Or you can just put them into another container and freeze them and bring them out and put them however you like. But yeah, great recipe, lovely lot of protein in there with your walnuts, got your eggs and what have you. Lovely tasty recipe which I know you're going to enjoy. So have a great Thursday and we'll see you next time.